Hidden symbols exposed. What they don't want you to know, symbols are everywhere. They're on our money, our monuments, our corporate logos, and even hidden in plain sight on government buildings. Most people barely notice them, assuming they are just decorative or traditional. But what if I told you these symbols carry a hidden language, one meant to control, to condition, and to remind those in power of who truly rules? This isn't a wild theory. For centuries, secret societies, religious orders, and powerful elites have used symbols to communicate messages, pass down forbidden knowledge, and assert their dominance without the common person ever suspecting it. These symbols are a kind of code, a secret handshake written in stone and ink, meant only for those initiated into their mysteries. The all-seeing eye, a symbol of watchers. Perhaps the most recognizable of these hidden symbols is the all-seeing eye, or the Eye of Providence. You've seen it on the US dollar bill, floating above a pyramid with the Latin phrase, Annuit Coeptis. They told us it stands for divine guidance and national destiny. But for those who study esoteric history, the all-seeing eye represents something much older. The Eye of Horus from ancient Egypt, a symbol of power, protection, and omnipresent surveillance. Across cultures, the symbol of an all-seeing eye always links to those who claim divine or absolute authority. In medieval Europe, it was used by secret orders to mark their allegiance to higher watchers. In modern times, it has become a reminder that someone is always observing, judging, and perhaps manipulating events behind the scenes. Obelisks, power frozen in stone. Why does Washington, D.C. have a massive Egyptian-style obelisk called the Washington Monument? Why do you find similar obelisks in London, Paris, and even Rome? The obelisk was a sacred symbol to ancient Egyptians, a phallic monument channeling cosmic energy from the heavens to the earth. Freemasons, who played a key role in early American architecture, knew exactly what they were doing when they placed it in the nation's capital. The obelisk is a secret symbol of dominion, of anchoring spiritual power in a physical place. It stands as a coded reminder that those who built the system never truly left. Their ideals and their secret brotherhoods persist, cloaked in marble and granite. The twin pillars, Boaz and Jachin. Visit any grand Masonic temple and you'll see them. Twin pillars at the entrance. They come from the Temple of Solomon, known as Boaz and Jachin. In Masonic lore, these pillars guard the gateway to knowledge and power. Initiates pass between them as a symbol of rebirth into a new, enlightened state. This same twin pillar motif appears in corporate logos, in cathedral designs, and even in the architecture of courtrooms. The subconscious message? That true power belongs only to those who pass through initiation. The masses remain forever outside, uninitiated, unaware. Hidden geometry. The language of creation. Secret societies believe that geometry itself carries divine truth. Shapes like the pentagram, the hexagram, or the spiral appear again and again in sacred architecture, artwork, and even crop circles. These shapes resonate with the fundamental patterns of nature, from DNA to the paths of planets. Why embed these forms in places of power? Because they send a message that those who rule understand the laws of creation, while the rest of humanity stumbles blindly. These hidden geometric codes are a stamp of ownership and a bragging right of ancient wisdom. Corporate occultism. Look closer at corporate logos. CBS's eye logo is a modern echo of the all-seeing eye. The Starbucks mermaid is a version of the two-tailed siren, a mythological creature tied to seduction and hidden knowledge. Oil companies use flames and stars, invoking ancient fire cults and celestial worship. Car manufacturers build logos on the hexagram, an occult geometry of power. Coincidence? Unlikely. These corporations grew hand in hand with fraternal orders, and their symbols are no accident. They are a subtle reminder of who is really in control and who is allowed to succeed. The phoenix, death and rebirth. Many believe the eagle on America's Great Seal is, in fact, a stylized phoenix. The legendary bird that dies in fire and is reborn from its own ashes. Why a phoenix? Because it represents the cycle of destruction and rebirth, the same pattern secret societies claim governs civilizations. To burn down an old order and rise again in a new form is their ultimate mission. Throughout history, symbols of the phoenix have appeared in the Roman Empire, early Christianity, and countless medieval alchemical texts. It is the signature of those who believe they alone have the right to destroy and recreate society. Ritual sites, hiding in plain sight. You might think secret rituals only happen behind closed doors, but in reality, many of the world's power rituals are performed in public, hidden as ceremonies or grand events. The layout of Washington, D.C., with its pentagrams and compass and square street patterns, is a living ritual site. So is Vatican City, built upon layers of pagan temples and crowned with an obelisk at its heart. Every major city has its secret geometry, designed to channel human emotion, movement, and even worship towards centers of power. If you look down from the sky, as satellites now let us do, you see symbols mapped across urban grids, telling an ancient story no one bothers to read. Why keep it secret? You might wonder, why hide all this? Why use symbols instead of simply stating the truth? Because symbols bypass the rational mind and lodge themselves in the subconscious. They program us without our consent, shaping the way we see authority, faith, and even ourselves. A flag, a monument, a corporate logo. These are not neutral. They are living spells. Once you see them, you can break their hold. But as long as you stay ignorant, you stay controlled. The resistance awakens. In recent years, more people have started to decode these symbols. Digital researchers, artists, historians, they are piecing together what was once secret. And this terrifies those in power, because symbolism loses its magic once it is revealed. An exposed symbol is a dead symbol. That is why so many gatekeepers label these ideas conspiracy theories. It keeps you from questioning the spell. It keeps you afraid of seeing what is right in front of you. Final words. Take back your mind. You walk past these symbols every day. You spend money with them printed on it. You visit cities built around their geometry. You vote for leaders who swear oaths beneath them. They surround you, feeding you a story about who is in charge and who deserves to rule. But you don't have to stay under their spell. You can learn their code, question their origins, and break free from their hidden influence. Once you see the symbols for what they really are, you'll never be the same again. They tried to hide the truth in plain sight, but now you know. So the only question left is, what will you do with that knowledge?